guys, I'm Taylor from Topspeed Motorsports. We're out here at the Pikes Peak half mile. Brought a couple GTRs. We bought the Christmas's Ford GT that we built. It's not something we typically work on, but they've got kind of a whole range of cars. They bought it last year. It was a stock motor, Hefner built turbo kit and all that. Beautiful car. They had an engine failure, so we had Kazi Race Engines, who builds all the engines for these cars and everything we do. Put together a short block for it. Stock heads, stock cams, still the stock intake manifold, lower anyways, with the Hefner turbo kit piping and everything. I believe the car's on Gen 1 GT 3582s from what we can find. So we did all this last year. I don't think we've even seen the car since we built it, which was last June, July, about a year ago. They had it back up in Wisconsin. Runs on 91 pump gas up there. Out here we splashed a little bit of race gas in it. On 91 it makes like high 900s to just about 1,000 at sea level. On race gas it made about 1,100. So we had a little mix in there up here, you know, probably 95 octane or something. So the power level up here is probably around 900 in this air. The car, I think, did a best of short 170s, 172, 173, I believe. That's just the standard H-pattern factory transmission. I know Coy Boy drove it. He did a 169.9. I don't know if he broke that 170 yet, but Alex drove and was doing the short 170s. There's a little bit left in the car, but like I said, I kept it a little soft because it's a half mile and it's on mostly pump gas. But that's one of my favorite cars that they own, and they own a lot of cars. And that thing's just a bad car, man. It looks awesome. It drives awesome. It's super unique. It's just cool.
Hopefully they're still going.
That's right, we've alerted fire, safety, and tow. We're looking at a fast pass. She says she's gonna send it. Let's see what happens. Looks good coming down the strip. What's the mile an hour going to look like? 167.72. Christmas, fastest half-mile woman in the world in that Ford GT. A little squirrely there in the Corvette.
So the car is on a Motec M150 that we installed. It was M2K Motorsports package. It's got injector dynamics, 1,000cc injectors, 16 of them. So those cars actually come factory with 16 injectors, so we replace them all. So with the Motec, there's, you know, we can do like boost by gear, traction control, all that. I didn't get to play with that as much as I wanted to this weekend, but the car seems to be running pretty well. We tuned it on our dyno at Topspeed. I tuned it. We're in Alpharetta, Georgia. Like I said, we normally build GTRs and like Porsche 911s, but with the Christmases, we'll build whatever they want us to, really. Just great friends of ours. That car is awesome. We can't turn down something that cool, you know? And it's been working well for them. They drive it all over, and I mean, they use their cars how they should be used. They don't sit in the garage.
Donovan leader in that Mustang up against Alex Christmas in that beautiful Ford GT. Alex is our fastest woman in the half mile in her GTR. She's out today just playing with one of their cars. Donovan, no joke there. 168.9 for Donovan. Alex, mile an hour coming up. 170.78. It looks like Kyle got out of it a little early. That looked pretty cool, huh? I think Kyle got out a little early, though. Still looked cool, huh? We're going to do an instant replay here in a minute. 172.4 for Alex. Alex Christmas back in her Ford GT, fastest woman in the half mile. She's done 220 in her GTR. We got Aaron and then M3 right next to her. Alex Christmas is no joke. She never lifts.
So like I said, we also brought a couple GTRs out here. We got Brian Spackman's Pro 1900 car, which is ETS turbo kit, 6870s. It's got our billet 4.4 liter engine, dry sump oil setup. Also a Motec M150, makes about 1900 wheel. Up here, my best estimate is 1750. It went 217, 216, 216, 215. I mean, it was consistent all weekend. Full street car, I mean, AC, that was through full exhaust. I mean, this is how he drives it. We just turned it up a little bit more.
.17 miles an hour for Mustang's like, man, I got to get out in front or else. Tell you, it's just not going to matter with that GTR. That thing's wicked fast. That looked like a 20 fast mile an hour run to me. Brian with a 213.88. Gotta like that. 136.8 for the GTR. 123.5 for Nisbo. Comes Brian Spackman in that GTR. It looks fast, mile an hour coming up. Wow. Woo! Gives me chills every time.
He's gone 221 at Better in Indiana, I think it was last year, and 219 at another venue. The other car we brought here is Andrew Irving's. You guys are familiar with that car, actually. It's kind of local to you. That thing is like the ultimate street setup. It's got our Topspeed 3.8 liter with a billet crank, our Topspeed Elite Prime turbo setup, so it makes about 1460. Up here, probably high 13s in this air. It was down about 6 pounds of boost from what I normally see when we run that car. He went a best of 204.8 with a bunch of other 200 plus passes right below that. It was a blast with these guys this weekend. The cars ran flawlessly. We checked the oil, lug nuts, went through the tune, and sent it back out. And they made, I think, about 12, 15 passes each. So it's been a good weekend.
Nice. Yeah, our camera guy went for a ride with Andrew.
Yeah.
And thinking about himself when he lost it.
Yeah. Andrew's
he came back and he was like, "I'm so glad I was wearing a helmet because my face would have just been so bad on that one."
Yeah. Well, and we had the draggy in the car. And those things are pretty accurate from what we've seen, and you know, we were just kind of, like I said, just testing it out, getting the launch dialed in. And yesterday he only had one good draggy pass. It kept dropping off for some reason. I don't know if his phone was disconnecting or what, but he went 895 at 165 out in the middle of just a random runway, right? You know, it was a 161 60 foot. The car just works everywhere. You know,
can't beat that.
That's just like you pull up on some random road, put it on launch control and go, and the car runs 8s anywhere at elevation. Pretty cool. Some really cool. These are two of my favorite cars we built because they drive them all the time. They race them in all sorts of different events, and they're true street cars. I mean, they are just badass. If we had an issue with the trailer, they could drive these things across the country back home if they had to.